Hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the live webinar. This is Karmeet, your coach for today. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the live. Let's wait for a couple of minutes, have our friends join in. In the meantime, you can also invite your friends actually, because this is going to be an educational session, and it will be helpful for our friends. If they join in, they will be able to learn something good, something new. So invite your friends, have them join in. How are you guys? How are you guys doing? Let's check some comments. I have Mr. Jignesh. Hello, Mr. Jignesh. Alexander, hi. So we have people coming in. Just invite your friends, invite your known ones who do trading on OLYMP Trade, so that we can have more people learn what we discussed today. Hello, everyone. Great. So I have people join in, and I hope you all are doing well. It's a pleasure to have you all here in the webinar. All right, so let's just start our session. We have people who are in now. We have good number of people. Thank you if you have invited anyone. Thanks for that. So yes, let's start our session. And you all know that the topic for today is our diving strategy. So we will get back to the strategy. We will see what this strategy is, how it works, and we'll check everything. Before I start, I have many comments, and I wish a very good evening, a very good morning to everyone. Welcome everyone once again to the webinar. So we will talk about diving, but first, as you all know, let's just go through a small tour of the platform, how things work. So just small brief of important things on the platform that our new traders who have just joined the platform might need it. Okay, so right now the screen that you see is the web version of our OLYMP Trade platform. What you can do is on the left side, we see our trades, we have markets, we have any events happening in the markets. You can purchase themes, you can purchase different strategy, different signals from here. In the events, if there is any tournaments or something happening, you will find them in the event section, and the help section has your learning part where you can watch the educational videos as well as contact our support team. The next part is on the right side, which is the profile section, where you can also see, you can click on payments, make the deposits and withdrawals. So that you'll find here. Then comes the trading part, the up and down, the risk-free trades, which we called as a shield kind of sign. So this is a risk-free trade. You can use them. And we have our main part, which is the terminal part. Okay, so here the A kind of symbol, which is also known as technical analysis, that is where we find our strategies and indicators. All right, we can change the graph from here, and these are the assets can be changed from here. So today we will be studying about one of the very used strategy, very known strategy to most of the traders present here, and that is the diving strategy. So what is a diving strategy? Where do we find it? How do we use it? Let's check it. Okay, so since it's a strategy, we will click on the technical analysis part. And in the technical analysis, when we click on strategy, we see that there are some strategy with this blue kind of symbol. So these strategies are basically the strategies that are available for our starter level traders. The next part that we see is one in the yellow with the yellow arrow. So what are these strategies? They are for our advanced level traders. And the green ones are for advanced and the yellow ones are for expert levels. I'm really sorry for that. So today we are going to learn about the strategy which is available for our advanced trader, which is the diving strategy. And it's useful in both fixed time as well as Forex. So when you click on this strategy, we will have a short description on how this strategy works. So let's just go through the description. Diving is a trend strategy, and it may be more suitable for experienced traders. So yes, you need some experience while using this strategy. There are three factors that are used as a composite indication to open a trade. The first factor is the simple moving average, SMA, and there are two ROCs, two rate of change oscillators with different settings. The ROCs have different settings, both of them. Okay. To identify a favorable entry based on the SMA, traders need to observe it in relation to the price candlesticks. Usually, it takes a bit of experience to carry out such complex analysis effectively, and the video instruction may help you understand. So, as you know, we have a small tutorial, and you can certainly go through it. And if you have any doubts, you can certainly feel free to let us know in the comment section while we explain you this strategy. So one thing is simple. We just scroll down. We can enable this strategy from here. And when you enable this strategy, you see that an SMA 20, the ROC 7 and the ROC 14 is applied. Okay. So I would just want to, check if these strategies, now this is available for advanced, but what will our status traders do? So what you can do is, if we delete this from here, okay, you can go to indicator, you can find an SMA activated, which is on 20, which we need. Then you can go back to oscillator, since we read that it is two oscillators. So we will have rate of change 1, and then we will again have go to oscillators, and we will have rate of change second one. So as we checked, one rate of change was set to 7 and the other was 14. All right. So here for starter traders, this is your diving strategy. Now, what I want to also do is just change this to histogram. So I will go back and I will activate my strategy so that we are able to understand it in a better way. Okay. But this is just a demonstration for my advanced level traders to use it. So here we go. Now, what are we going to look in this strategy? There are three things that we need to focus on while using this strategy. What's that? First of all, this blue line is the SMA 20 line. Okay. This is the ROC 7 and this is the ROC 14. Now let us change the ROC 14 to maybe some different color, so we understand which is ROC and which is ROC 14 and 7. Okay, so the histogram kind of thing is ROC 7. The other one is ROC 14. Now what are we going to look at? If you see over here, when you see that the candles are above the SMA 20, the ROC 7 is above the zero line, and also the ROC 14 is above the zero line, and the candle is green, it's an opportunity to open an upward trade. Okay. So if you see, just wait for a minute, if the next candle or maybe this candle changes, because right now you see the ROC 14 is below the zero line. When it goes above, you can try and make a trade there. Okay. So we will be making more trades, but just to demonstrate, I did this trade. All right. Also, if the candle is forming below the SMA 20 line, the histogram is below the zero line, and the ROC 14 is also below the zero line, it's a clear indication of opening a downward trend. Now, if we check some other assets, okay, for example, over here, if you see, here the candle started rising above the SMA 20, the histogram went up, and the ROC 14 went up. So here was a clear indication of opening a 2 or 3 or 4 minutes upward trade, right? In the same way, if we check different assets, we can see some examples, some classic examples. Okay. So let's just check some assets where I can show you some examples, and then we will check about our trades. I hope the idea of ROC of diving is clear to you, and we will come back to our trading. We will see how this goes over here. Now, this is also an example. Here you see this candle was ending below the SMA 20, and the next candle also formed below the SMA 20. The histogram shifted from here, and so we had a clear 656 candles formed in the downward trend. Now over here, if you see the size of the histogram, here it shows an upward trend, but still the ROC 14 is below the zero line. So maybe 2-3 candles down the line, if this goes to the next level, and if it crosses the SMA 20 and goes above it, we will have an open trade or upward trade indication. So is this diving strategy, did you understand what diving strategy is, what diving is? So basically, to put it in simple words, you have to dive in when you see that, the green candle coming above, it's floating above the SMA 20, the ROCs are also in the same direction, and you have to dive deeper if you see that the candles are in red and below the SMA 20 and the ROCs are also in same direction. Okay. So this is what diving is about. We will certainly get back to the questions. We will see what we have to we have questions here. We have people, who might drop your questions in the comment section. And I hope I was able to explain things to you. Now, I told you over here, you see that the histogram is changing. The ROC 14, it is reducing. So here we can see now it's rising. So this can be a signal for us to make an upward trend. Maybe in the next candle, once this candle ends, if it's an upward trend, we might make a trade here. Okay. So any questions, guys? Let me take some questions in the comment section and then we will see how it goes. We will start making some trades. Okay, Prince Sharma, ma'am, Hindi में नहीं पढ़ सकते आप. Mr. Prince, this is a global channel. If you are interested in Hindi channel, अगर आपको Hindi channel में interested, please join our OLYMP TRADE India channel. Oh, Chaya, good to see you too. Thank you for that feedback. I have a question, point FF, that if I compare OLYMP TRADE chart to any other brokers on same pairs of currency, the charts are not matching. Well, the quote service provider, the brokers can be different for all the platforms. So there can be a slight difference in it. Manoj, thank you. You're most welcome, Manoj. All right, guys, let's just get back to checking which assets are giving us signal. So here, if you see, we are getting a signal, okay, where the ROC 7 has given us a result, the ROC 14 is giving us a result, and the candle that is formed is red and below the SMA 20. Now, always remember one more thing, guys. The entry point in the trade also matters. I always recommend that do not enter a trade in between the candle. When the candle is, 20, 25, 30 seconds down the line, do not enter that trade. Wait for the candle to end. And maybe if the next candle is in your favor, you can, you can trade on that candle. All right. So here the candle is ending. Let's see what the next candle says. So it says a downward trend. We will make a downward trade here because you see the ROC 7 is showing us downward. The ROC 14 is downward. The candle is below SMA and it's red. So this is one trade that we made. Let's wait for, to see how this goes. We had a chance here where the ROC shifted, the candle changed and it went above the SMA. So that was one opportunity. Here we are getting an opportunity, but the histogram 7 has, the ROC 7 has still not reacted. After this candle, we might have an upward trend. But if you see here, the market is not very, very stable because it's, the candles that are formed are very small. So at the moment, since we have other assets giving us signals, we can avoid this asset. We can come back to this asset maybe later on. Also, I would love to hear from you guys. If you have any suggestions for me to try some assets, I would love to trade on those assets as well. Okay, so here there might be a chance coming in the next candle. We see that the ROCs have shifted. The candle has gone above the SMA line, SMA 20 line, and we also see that the candle is green. So if the next candle that forms is also green, I will come back to this asset. Commodity. We had a very good chance here, guys. We just missed that chance. Okay, so over here, if we had made a trade, it was a good downward trend. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say. I hope it's clear to you what diving is and how you're supposed to use it now. The market has started rising in Astro Index, so we will wait for it. Any assets, guys? Any assets you want me to try? Okay, so here again, the market is going down. It went up and now it is supposed to go down. Okay, we see a downward trend, but the ROCs have still not shifted. So we might come here. Okay, again here, the ROC 14 is showing a downward trend, but the ROC 7 is still not showing a downward trend. So we are going to check for all these three. Okay, we are going to be focused for all these three signals, and only then we make our trades. Any assets that you're checking over here, we have a signal. We have ROCs giving us a signal. This candle ends, and then we will be able to make an upward trend. Now, let me see what the previous trade ended in a. We lost the previous trade, so we use the martingale and we double up the amount, and then we start our trade here. So if this shows a green candle, we will make a trade in that upward direction and see where this goes. In the meantime, let's check some other assets too. I hope the strategy is clear to you guys. If you have any queries about diving, you can certainly drop in the comment section and I will be more than happy to discuss it again with you. Okay, so here you see, this is trying to give us a downward trend, but the market is not very, the candles that are formed are very small. So you can certainly check this again, maybe after this candle ends, but ROC 14 has still not given us the signal. Okay, so here we have a signal. Let's make a downward trend here. And let's go back to our base amount now. No signal here. Maybe 2 candles down the line, we have signal here. All right. So we have made some trades. Let's just wait for these trades to end. One trade we are in profit. The other ones say, okay, so it can change. It is, we can't predict the situation right now. Let's see when the trade ends. So it can change, it can move. Right now, it can close in profit as well. If it does, we are in profit. Okay, so this trade, okay, it went in no profit, no loss. All right. So let's find some other assets now. We were checking gold, I guess, right? I told you gold is giving a signal, but not a very stable signal actually, because the candles that are forming are small and there is one green, one red. Any assets, guys? Any recommendation for some assets? So we remove gold from our favorites at the moment. See, again, here it's been a very fluctuating market. So I am avoiding this asset. Let me check Astro Composite, getting a signal here. Next candle might go above the SMA 20. Let's see how it ends. Okay, the ROC 7 is giving us a hint. The ROC 14 is still not very sure. So let's come back to this for its next candle. Here we have an opportunity. Okay, the ROC 7 has gone up. In the next candle, we will make this trade. Again, this is also a signal over here. The market has started to rise here. So this is again a signal to make a trade. So we have 2-3 signals, 2-3 assets giving us the signal currently. So let's wait for the candles to end and then we make our trades, guys. Okay, the more we trade in this session, the more it's going to be helpful for you to understand things as well, right? All right, so it's an upward trend. Let's make an upward trade and see how that goes. Here also we have an upward trend. Let's make a trade here. This might give us a signal maybe in the next 2 candles. All right, let me tell you, if you have the graph time set to 1 minute, try to trade at least for 2 to 3 minutes. Normally, I recommend trading on 5 minutes. That's what I normally do. The more, I mean, if you keep the trade to 5 to 10 minutes, it's better for you. It's a safer way of trading. So I would recommend 5 minutes. But at the moment, since we have to make more trades, I want to demonstrate more trades to you. I normally stick to 2 minutes, but I try to make trades for 5 minutes here. Okay, so any more assets? Okay, this is giving us a downward signal. Let's make a downward trade here. So did you understand why a downward trade here? Because the red candle is formed below the SMA, the ROCs both are giving a downward trend, and that's why a downward trade. Okay, if it's the opposite, an upward trade. All right. Okay, so here we are getting an upward signal next. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so it is no. See, the ROC changed, the candle color changed. It was going above the line, but now it's below. So we are not trading here at the moment. Let's check other assets, guys. Okay, here we are not, this trade is not very much in our favor. Let's see. Okay, the Dow Jones one ended in our favor. So we were able to recover that losses. We have one still in our favor. So let's wait for these trades. In the meantime, let's make some more trades. Drop in your questions. Yes, Arc, Park, Career Park. Are my comments visible? Yes, they are. So we have 2 trades which are showing in our favor. If we cover up these trades, it's a good, profit is this much at the moment. So let's see how this goes. Let me find some more assets for you guys. So before making more trades, guys, please let me know any doubts about diving. Is it clear to you? What are we looking at? Is that clear? Here we are getting a signal. So next asset, next candle, we will make a trade here. A downward signal. ROCs are giving a signal, maybe next candle. Any doubts, guys, please drop in your comments. So all that you have to be focused on the 3 things, the color of the candle, whether above the SMA or below the SMA, the ROCs above the 0 lines and the ROCs below the 0 line. So that would give us a trend. That would give us a signal. Okay. Okay, so our Astro Index trade ended in profit again. Right now we have GBP USD going on and we have Euro USD going on. So let's see what's the situation of our GBP. So it's very close by. It can change anytime. But after this, we will be able to decide about, whether we need to use martingale or we continue with our base amount. And Euro USD, there's a huge difference. So I'm not very sure, but we have to cover up these $5 at the moment and let's see what this does. All right, while we are waiting for the trades, let's check some other assets. Okay, there is a downward trend starting here, but the ROC 14 has still not given a signal. So let's wait for the ROC 14. Okay, let's check our trades. We won the GBP USD trade. We lost the $5 Euro USD. So we have to recover these $5. At the moment, we are missing this $5. So let's just double up the amount and then we'll get back. If we win that trade, we'll get back to a base amount. Over here, did you see, guys, we lost such, we had such a beautiful signal and it's been down since then. So these kind of signals are very easy to understand when using diving. Here we are getting a signal, a downward signal. Okay, an upward signal here. All right, let me get to some questions in the meantime while this candle ends. So seems like 50% success rate with Mitrion does. Well, I wouldn't say 50%, but yes, around 60. Any strategy that you use, if you use it well, if you understand it properly, if you practice it well, you can get somewhere around 60 to 70% good success. So that is how strategies work. Okay. Apart from that, none of the strategy. So Demon deadlocks. If you have confirmed signals, then why are you losing trades? Well, let me tell you, none of the signals are confirmed. Okay, we are trying to learn strategies here. We are trying to understand strategies, and none of the strategies are 100% sure. So these signals that you get, you can certainly try these signals and earn profit. Well, if you lost martingale, what will be the next step? So if like I had to recover 5, I made a trade of 10. If I would lose the trade of this 10, I would certainly double up my amount. All right. So let's get back to our trading, guys. Let's check some more assets. I also have comments from Mr. Ali Akbar that if the candle is for 1 minute, what should be the trade time? Mr. Ali, I mentioned that if the candle is for 1 minute, the trade time should at least be double or triple of it. So at least 2 to 3 minutes trade is what I would suggest, but we normally suggest to use 5 minutes to 10 minutes trading. Just give me a second. The platform's loading. Uh, all I want to tell you guys is any strategy at the moment I have to make 2 minutes trade so that I'm able to trade more, give you more examples, show you how things work. But if you use these with patience, if you understand it well, if you use it with patience, you can have some better results, some more improved results as well. So any assets, guys, you want me to try? Okay, was a signal here, right? The ROC was above, but the 14 changed here. So we made a recovery trade using martingale and we have won that trade. So we are in profit now. Let's just go back to our base amount, which is $5, and see how things work. Find some trading, do some trades with you guys. Let's wait. I'm just waiting for this candle to end because I see a signal here. Both the ROCs have given me a signal. The SMA and the candle has given me a signal. If the candle that ends is, and the new one that starts is green, I'll make a trade here. So let's make an upward trade here and see how this goes. Let's change our asset. Here you see the market flipped and it has started going down. But we will come back to this asset maybe later on. Okay, this is again a chance. We had a good candle here. Any more suggestions, guys? More, we'll make 4 to 5 trades more, and I will just summarize the diving in the end so that people who have joined in between are able to understand. And right now, just check, see the trading that I do. In the end, I'll just summarize the trades again, the strategy again. I have a recommendation to check Astro Index. Let me see. Well, we can have a downtrend here, and the comment is from Vishwanath, sir. So, sir, we can have a downtrend here, but for downtrend, the candle needs to be below the SMA 20 and in red. And also the ROC. Now, ROC 14 is giving a signal, but if you see ROC 7 is not. And what I am feeling over here is that the market today is a bit, it's fluctuating a lot. It's not very stable. If you check, because the strategies, I mean, we are using strategies, we are trying to trade, but the trades are not very successful because the market, and at this time, sometimes we feel that the market's fluctuation is a lot, but we will try to find more assets. We will try to see, and we will try to cover it up. Okay, so let's see what happened to our trades. We lost both the trades. So now we have 10 and 10, 20, 10 and 10 to recover. So 10 to recover, I would double up the amount that goes to 20. And this trade right now, it's in profit. Let me change the time period. Okay, here we are getting a signal, 2, 3 candles. Now, since this is my recovery trade, I need to find a proper signal, focus, be patient, find a proper signal, and then make trade. Again, here a signal. So yes, in the coming 1 or 2 minutes, we have signals from some assets. We can check those. So anything that you guys would want to say, any feedbacks or something, or any recommendations for our next sessions, next webinars, it would be great to have suggestions from you guys. So I will make my recovery trade, but right now let me just try to make some more trades as I had a signal here. Now, when I normally, want to do a recovery trade, I try to focus on the assets that are giving good return percentage so that my recovery amount is good. Okay. So yes, you can try that. So here I'm having a signal of a downward trend. Let's see if the next candle shows a downward trend. We will make a trade here. Vishwanath sir, I let me check some comments. I have comments from Mr. Vishwanath who says that he used this strategy for 5 minutes and it gave him profit. Well, that's really good to know if you had profit using this strategy, and it's a pleasure that you're able to use. But yes, you got profit because you had some patience. You used it with for 5 minutes, which is a good thing, sir. So yes, glad to know that. Well, DAX, we do not have a signal up because the green candles are below this line and the ROCs are not giving a signal. I had that in the comment section. Okay, here there might be a signal. Let's see, we are trying to make more trades. Let's see how it goes. Here we are getting a signal. Mahajantar index. So I have started getting recommendations. Yes, Mahajantar index is giving a signal. Let's just wait for this candle to end. Well, the next candle that started was in green. The candle is showing in green. So it's a very unstable market. And that's why I avoided that asset. Thank you for your recommendation, though. So if this candle ends, and the next candle is red, which I doubt, we will make a trade. But again, you see this market is not very stable, too red, too green. So I am avoiding assets which are not very stable because I am on my recovery mode. I am trying to recover my funds. So that's the reason I need to avoid such situations. Asia composite up. Okay, let me check Asia composite. Yes, in the next candle we will. Thank you, Mr. Prince Sharma. So let's just remove these assets from our favorites. And when this candle ends, so Mr. Prince, this diving is clear to you because you were able to suggest a good signal to me. Thank you for that. Let's try this trade for Mr. Prince. I would love to get such more suggestions from you guys. Here we might have the signal after this candle, commodity index. Any more suggestions, guys? Any other assets you want me to check, you want me to try? Feel free to drop in your comments and we will check that as well. Let me get some questions. Euro composite, I have recommendations to check Euro composite. Let me check. It is a downward signal, but not very stable. So let's see if the next candle does show a signal. I'll make a trade on Euro composite for you guys. So Mr. Prince recommended us Asia composite. And yes, Mr. Prince, it's a win trade. So thank you. Just give me a second. Let me reload the platform. I'm really sorry for this trouble. So any feedbacks, guys, before I just make a couple of trade more and say a goodbye to you guys? Any feedbacks about the session? Any doubts you have about diving? Just to brief you again, as I mentioned, in the end, we will summarize what diving is all about. So diving is basically if this blue line is the SMA 20 line, if you see the candles above the SMA line and in green color, and the ROC is also above the zero lines, that is a signal of opening an upward trade. If you see the candles below the SMA 20 and the ROC is below the zero line, that is a signal of opening a downward trade. All right. The trade time should at least be double or triple of your graph graph timing. So if you have set the graph to 1 minute, the trade time should at least be 2 or 3 minutes. All right. Any questions you have about this, guys? Before I end our session for today, do you have any doubts, any questions about this? Astro, we are getting a down signal. So next candle, as this candle ends, we will make a downward trade here if the candle goes down. But right now, Prince, you just suggested Astro. The reason I'm avoiding Astro is right now the ROC 14, that is not giving us a downward signal. So we are not very sure. We will wait for some time. Okay. And in the next candle, maybe if it gives, because here you see the ROC is rising, it is not going downwards. So that is why we need to see all these three synced in a line. Any more suggestions, guys, before I just say goodbye to you guys? I take your leave. Any suggestions you have? Any more questions? Mr. Mohammed, when is the next live session? Well, we conduct English sessions in English on Wednesdays and Fridays, the same time, and we have sessions in Hindi on our OLYMP TRADE India channel on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, yeah. Please subscribe to the channel so that whenever there is a live webinar, you get a notification about it. All right then, guys, since I do not have any more comments coming in, since I do not have any more questions from you guys, and I hope diving is clear to you, I would suggest that you use the strategies, practice this in your demo account, and maybe in the next session, you can share your feedbacks with me. It would be a pleasure to hear from all of you. Okay. So I think it's okay if I say a goodbye and I leave for today, and then maybe I connect with you in our next webinar soon. All right. And thanks a lot for your time, guys. Have a great evening. Have a great day ahead, and always have a good time trading, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.